I'd like to share a word b'kesher to Masechta Shabbos. Just finished an entire Masechta. It's not a short Masechta. Hashem, we're going to be learning tomorrow Kuf Nun Zayin. Those that didn't finish yet, I finished the Masechta already, but tomorrow is Daf Kuf Nun Zayin. It's 24 Prakim. It says in Sfarim that the 24 Prakim of Masechta Shabbos is connected to the 24-hour period of Shabbos. A person learns Masechta Shabbos, so you know the halachas, and you could keep Shabbos v'sedarv to zayin, sai pishul v'norach, and sai v'emes, the way Shabbos is supposed to be. So the first thing I'd like to take a share of word from the Rebbe's father, b'kesher to the Indian of Shabbos. I was looking in the Sfarim of the Rebbe's father to see a word on Masechta Shabbos. In the Sfarim on the Gemara, there's no word on Masechta Shabbos, but in the Sefer that's Al Abteire, in Parshas Yisroi, there's one shtickle on the Masechta, which is an Arichas Gedela. The Rebbe's father goes through the Gemara, the famous Gemara that says, Anoichi is Rosh Tevis, Anon Nafshi Ksavis Yehovas. And then the Gemara brings another few memories of Tanoim. You have to mute the...
Don't say I didn't tell you. Don't say I just did.
What are you muted? No, you could, I think you can mute it.
Kapanim, so a whole Arichas, the Rebbe's father's Meirich to be masked by all these shittas in how to teach Anon Nafshi Ksavis Yehovas. But there's one word that I saw that the Rebbe's father says about Shabbos. It says Shabbos, it says in the Pasuk, V'karasa la Shabbos Einik. Shabbos is a day of Einik. What's Einik? So he says Einik is Rosh Tevis, Eden, Nar, and Gam. No, it says in the Pasuk, the Nar Yitzim Eden la Hashkis is a Gam. That there's Eden, there's a Mokum of Tainuk, and there's a Nar that comes out of Eden, and then it goes down to Gan, and that's what Gan Eden is. Shabbos is connected to this. Shabbos, says the Rebbe's father, is a place of Gan. The Gan is Sfiras HaMalchus. The Eden is Sfiras HaBina, I believe he says. And the Nor is Sfiras HaBina. And Eden is Keser. So from Keser, there's a Hamshacha to Bina, and it comes down into Malchus. And he teaches the word Shabbos is a combination of Shin, Bas. Shin is 300. And the gematria of Shin is Mima Makim. Because there are two levels that Shabbos draws from. Shabbos is Mekabel from the Nor, which is Bina, and from Eden, which is Keser. And then there's Bas. Bas is a Mekabel, that the Hamshocha of Eden. And Nor comes down into Bas, which is Malchus. And that's really the whole Teichen. This is Noisius of Kabbalah. But that's really the whole Teichen of what Shabbos is all about. The Lashon that it always says in Chassidus, Shabbos is Aliyas Eilemis. Sheishes Yomim Tavoi, the entire week, a person works, Uvden de Chayil, a person has Oila Parnasa, Rechaim al Tzavorei, a person is engaged in Eilam Hazeh, and the Welt, Fanem Tart, naturally. The ways of the world are significant in his life. It comes Shabbos, the real Teichen of Shabbos, Shabbos Vayinofash is not just a physical action that the person abstains of doing Malacha, but the real Teichen of Shabbos is that Ayid wird aufgehoben. Ayid removes himself from the Weltishkeit, from Teva Eilam, and Ayid gets elevated. There's the famous word that the Mittler Rebbe says in Teres Chai and Parshas Vayakel, that even the Gashmis, the Geteva of Ayid, gets elevated on Shabbos. A doctor measured the pulse of Ayid, and he said that on Shabbos, the pulse of a Yid is a notch quicker. It's a tiny difference. You feel the difference in the pulse from the way it is all week. Pashut Kipshuta. Shabbos, a Yid, is completely elevated. That's really what the Teichen of Shabbos is all about. There's a famous Zayar that says, B'negea to a person that learns Torah, the Zayar says, Talmud Chacham Ikri Shabbos. A Talmud Chacham all day, all week is Shabbos. The Rebbe connects this to what it says in the Gemara and Shabbos in the Sugi of Matan Torah, that Pezayin or that Peches. The Gemara there says, Kula alma meidi b'Shabbos nitna Torah. There's a whole machlekes there in the Gemara when Matan Torah happened, but Kula alma meidi b'Shabbos nitna Torah. Because the whole inyan of Torah is Shabbos. The chiluk between a person that's Mekayim a mitzvah. A mitzvah is a specific ma'aseh, specific action that you do. Could even be a mitzvah, say, Shazman Groma, which you could only fulfill in a particular time period. Then you have Limud HaTorah. Limud HaTorah is something that's not mugbal in Zman. The Gemara tells us, you could learn an inyan in Torah any time, and that inyan that you're learning, it gets accomplished, it happens. And it affects a person. Limud HaTorah, when a person learns with seichel, and you learn and you absorb it, you digest it, you understand it, it elevates and transforms a person in a completely different way. There's a story they say about the Belzer Rov, Rabbi Aaron Belzer, happens to be his yard site in Chof Aleph. There was once a person that had his child, middle of the summer, and his child had a terrible cold, middle of the summer. He couldn't figure out what happened. Why in the middle of the summer does this child have such a cold and can't seem to get out of it? So he brought him to the Belzer Rov for a bracha. So the Belzer Rov asks the child, Ingela, was lernst du? What are you learning? So he told him he's learning Parshas Teildes. He says, I'm learning Parshas Teildes, and mitten in the Summe wird man verkehlt. If you learn Parshas Teildes in the middle of the summer, so you catch a cold. It sounds like a Gleichwertel, but the Rebbe, a Tzaddik, doesn't say a Gleichwertel. It's a real thing. When a person learns Torah, the Torah is Meshane, the Mohus of the person. The Torah elevates and changes the whole environment, the whole Mohus of a person. That's the Metzias. I was this past week by a dentist, and I come into the office of the dentist, and I see on the wall he has plaques. Here in Crown Heights, some of you may use the same dentist that I do, here on Montgomery Street. So he has plaques on the wall of Daf HaYomi that he learned. So I asked him, you're learning Daf HaYomi, very nice. Did you learn the Blot today? He says, yeah, of course. And in no time we got into a discussion in the Gate to Mechamer, the Gemara that we learned a few days ago, in the Gate to the Sugi of the Gemara over there. And I wasn't sure if, after a few minutes, I wasn't sure if I'm by a dentist or I'm in a besmeder somewhere. And he's standing there, he's arguing with me about the Pshat in the Gemara. And then he told me that he wakes up in the morning and he hears a shir in the morning, early in the morning. And afterwards, on his way to work, he listens to a recording again, a Chazorah. And then by lunchtime, he listens to a third shir of some iyunim in the Gemara. So I came to him after lunch already. Upon him, I saw what it means that a person learns Torah, you learn an inyan, you could learn it b'derech havara, you learn abgelernt and weitergegangen. Torah is something that b'teva engages you and you get involved in something and you learn it and it becomes part of you. It goes into you b'pnimius, and it makes a transformation in the person. And it's not only been negated to a person himself, it's been negated to the whole environment and the home of a person. If there's a home where you have a father that has a shir kavua, and he kochzach in learning, and you come into the house and the father has a sefer every day that he learns, and the children see that the father has a kvias to learn, se brengt da rein a lichtigkeit. Torah, Pashat Kipshute brings in a tremendous lichtigkeit into the home. Besides the obvious fact that the dugma chaya of a person learning Torah creates the hashpah on the children in the home more than anything else. My father's Zayin Gesund is here. He surprised me. He came into the Siyum. I must say that when I grew up, so my father would come home from work whenever, it was 6, 7 o'clock, and every night after supper, I don't know if he wants me to say this, but it's
too late.
It's what brought me here today, and all the schus of everything my father did for me. But one thing that definitely had a tremendous, tremendous impression is that every day after supper, my father would open up the light in the dining room, not somewhere in a corner in the dining room and sit down with the Gemara and learn loud of Koil with a nigun. Still remember the nigun my father would sing, and that with the Laila there in the dining room by the table to learn. There's nothing else. There's nothing else that can have that kind of impact on your children like that. So you learn Torah, it will change you, changes your home, it changes everything. So hey, Teufels. That's the Koyach Torah. And that's the connection of Torah to Shabbos. Talmud Chacham Mikri Shabbos. So, just be Messiah that going from Masechta Shabbos, going into Masechta Erevin is really a hemshech for the halachas of Shabbos. And the whole union of Shabbos, as we know, the Maimon Chazal at the end of Masechta Tamid, that it says, it describes Yimeisa Mashiach, that Yimeisa Mashiach is a time which is Shabbos and Menucha. It's Yom Shekuli Shabbos. Shabbos Menucha L'chaya Elomim. It's a time that the whole world will be Shabbosdik. So from this you understand that the Hachana, the Rebbe would always say that any time you prepare for something, the Hachana that you do has to be in me'ain for what you're preparing to. What are we preparing for? We're preparing for a time period that it will be Deya Savaya. Our entire occupation will be to learn Torah all day and all night. Are you ready? We're preparing for a time period that's going to be Shabbos Menucha, Shabbos all day. How hard is it for you to shut off your phone and a whole Shabbos, nothing, no communication? That's what's going to be the entire day when Mashiach comes. So how do you prepare for this? You prepare for it today by becoming a Shabbos Yid, by being Talmud Chacham Mikri Shabbos, by learning Torah, and not stop learning Torah in such a way that you allow the oil of Torah to penetrate your life and elevate yourself and elevate your whole family. Today we should help that we should be zeicher, the Kar of Mamish, to see the Poil, the Matam Asar Tvachim, the Yom Shekuli Shabbos Menucha L'chaya Elamim. The Rebbe should come and take us all out of Golas. Take it from a Yad Mamish. Rabbi Paltiel will be coming soon to Fabring with the Elam, so don't run away. Huh? Oh, and the second course of Fleishiks is coming soon as well. Okay. Yadada, yadada, hey, yadada, yadada.